Welcome to Vikings football with head coach Bruce Barnum as the Portland State Vikings are getting ready for another road game this week, playing at 20th ranked North Dakota this Saturday. The Vikings and the Fighting Hawks meet, a 6 p.m. Central Time game. That's 4 p.m. here Pacific Time. You can see it, as always, on ESPN+. Coach, I know you're getting ready for that game, an important one against an FCS opponent. It's good to get back to play an FCS opponent. You come off a tough week against BYU. You knew they were going to be really good, and they proved it on the field. What was your message to the team after the game?
I'm proud of my team, Mike. We paid some bills around here, and their effort. I thought they played fearless. They didn't turn anything down. I got a little banged up, but they kept going. So it is what it is. Tough, very quality opponent with BYU, but it's time to move on.
I was going to say you started a new quarterback in CJ Jordan, and I was going to ask for a little evaluation on him, but you actually alluded to the thing that maybe makes it a little tough to evaluate him. You were missing some guys out there, some receivers, guys in the backfield. That's football, but obviously it's going to make it really, really tough to move the football against a team like BYU.
Yeah, I mean, we started out, we had a couple drives. They figured some things out, and, protection, obviously their front did a hell of a job. Getting pressure on our quarterback, so took away some down the field things we thought we could put together against them, and better opponent won that one.
All right, what things are you working on this week? Obviously, when you're 0-2, you've got to get better on offense, you've got to get better on defense, but what are some of the key things that you're seeing after 2 games?
I think we're still figuring out who we are offensively, Mike. Obviously, our production's been horse, but we've played quarterbacks. We've got, we're trying to figure out who's going to play running back with DeLon out, and kind of a roulette wheel a little bit on the offensive side. But we're, trying to replace Beeman. We're getting Charlie back this week, so we're piecing that together. But I just want them to get better. If we get better the next 4 weeks, heading in our, quote, preseason, have a bye week, then we go into NAU and see what we do in conference.
And really that's what it's about, conference play at this point. Of course, we know how hard the schedule is in what this team faces in non-conference play, but you really have to be ready to go in all aspects on September 27th.
Mike, it's a mindset at Portland State. You better be damn tough to play football here, because mentally tough, not just physically tough. Preseason, like I said, my guys know it. We pay the bills. If you sneak some of those, yeah, but the more money being poured into this, it's kind of, okay, how much was this D-line that we're facing? So. And they're usually better than the ones that only spent this much. But the game is changing. My guys know it. We got those paychecks. But, yeah, we're prepping right now. That's why you see so many quarterbacks swinging through. That's why you see we're playing some young guys to try to figure out how to get through conference.
All right, let's take a look at North Dakota. Coach, North Dakota, as I said, nationally ranked, and there's a reason why. Man, they took Kansas State to the brink at Kansas State. And I'm sure losing 38-35. I'm sure that you've looked at some of that film. What makes North Dakota so good?
Well, actually, the film's been nice because we finally have somebody this year, and not last year. Last 2 opponents, we've been watching last year's stuff. They're a good football team, both sides of the football. Innovative, I think, on offense. Defense, they got D lineman with a single digit, number 0.
That's right. You said those are the dangerous guys.
You don't like those guys. And I had his name. I can't remember it, Tucker or something. But they're good. And their backups aren't that bad up front. They're playing well. But we've seen actually what they're doing this year. Was it everything? I think it was. I think it was most of their package, because there's some history between those 2 teams, coaches, last week, and they had them. 1 or 2 minutes, they're up. Kansas State ran the, spot deal, threw the tailback to win it there at the end, and I'm sure they're stung a little bit. But we're going into a quality opponent at their place. So defensively, we need to make them punt. offensively, let's be real. We need to put a touchdown. We need to put some points on the board.
That's right. All right. Speaking of defense, I read something here. I hope they don't step on my sunglasses and phone as they run by us. Defensively, I read a note from North Dakota. They ran a 4-2-5 defense against Kansas State, and they said that's the first time in more than 30 years that they have lined up and have not had a base 3-4 defense.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Now,
Bubba,
you've faced North Dakota several times over the years. It's
Right.
been a while, but you faced them.
Bubba's retired. What I know about North Dakota is it's tough-ass football, no matter what they do. And offensively, they're an old lineman's dream. They throw a bunch of tight ends out there and try to run the football, condense sets, and get after your ass. And defensively, they play hard with quality athletes. So always tough playing North Dakota.
All right, we go there. It's been 7 years, but Coach, you and I have been there several times. The one thing that I recall as I look at it, every game there has been a one-score game. Every single game has been decided by one score that we have played at North Dakota. That's 4 games over the years at North Dakota. The other thing is the Alaris Center. It's this giant building. It's got a football stadium inside it, but it's also got a hotel and a restaurant. Didn't it have like a game room and a...
Well, I think hockey. They had hockey.
They play hockey there too now?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
That's a pretty unusual setup.
It is. It's unique, for a town to put money into something like that, a school to put money in something like that. And I think it's a pretty small town, That's pretty cool beans, though, because it gets them out of the wind. I remember being there and a couple of tailgaters gave them a football or a hat or something, and it was so damn windy, could have flew 27 kites standing still. But that's one reason they did it. Another reason is I think it snows a little bit there in the Midwest. So
Well, it seems like last time we were there was all kinds of snow and wind. It was late in the season. I kind of wish we were there late in the season again to take advantage of never having to leave that building.
right,
Kind of a unique experience.
it doesn't matter when they play indoors as far as weather. So we'll look at the field.
Wind will not be a factor.
Shouldn't be.
Okay.
We'll look at the field, see if it's flat or crowned, make a couple adjustments, and go from there.
All right. The Vikings taking on North Dakota, Coach. You need to win. You want to win. Everybody out here is going to try to win that game on Saturday. What's the keys for the Vikings?
I'd like them to turn the ball over. I'd like them to punt. Simple things. We have to run the football better. We're working on that. We're not sure who's going to be at tailback, but we got to be able to run the football to be successful. So, working on some things. Trying to get some guys back that we're missing right now, and put something together. We'll be there on Saturday.
All right. And in order to be there on Saturday, we're going to get on the plane on Friday. I always enjoy plane trips with this guy. The Vikings and North Dakota this Saturday, 6 p.m. Central Time. That's 4 p.m. Pacific Time. You can watch the game on ESPN+. For all your information on Vikings football, go to govikes.com.
Let's go!